Good morning friends. Today we are going to discuss PR segment depression and elevation. PR segment depression is much more important. PR segment elevation hardly is discussed and hardly we see cases of PR segment elevation. In fact, PR segment elevation is important in the context of the presence of PR segment depression. Now we know PR segment represents the atrial repolarization segment, just like ST segment represents the ventricular repolarization segment. So we know that STT changes occur in the myocardial injury. So similarly, the PR segment changes will also occur in the atrial myocardial injury, right? So what can be the cause of PR segment depression? So most important is physiological. You must have seen when the patient is walking on a treadmill test and we are doing a stress test, the PR segment depresses. There is some slight depression in the PR segment. So PR segment depression is common with exercise. Okay, so it is physiological depression. Secondly, the PR segment depression is famously associated with pericarditis, myopericarditis, and it is also found in certain cases of STEMI, that is ST elevation myocardial infarction. In myocardial infarction, PR segment depression occurs due to either atrial infarction or due to the presence of pericarditis because of myocardial infarction. And then it can also occur in asymptomatic pericardial effusion. It has been seen that if it occurs in asymptomatic pericardial effusion, PR segment depression, it suggests underlying chronic inflammation. So it's a good marker of chronic inflammation in pericardial effusion. So in clinical practice, it is utmost important that we differentiate between pericarditis or myopericarditis, because in myocarditis also changes in PR segment occur because of associated pericarditis. So we should be able to differentiate, at least we should try our level best to differentiate the changes of pericarditis from ST elevation myocardial infarction. Because it happens so that in myopericarditis there will be ST elevation, and in STEMI also there will be ST elevation. The presentation will be similar with chest pain, and there could be increase in the cardiac enzymes in both conditions. And it is very important because in one we have to thrombolize, in other myocarditis we don't need to, we don't thrombolize. In fact it will be counterproductive. So how we differentiate from PR segment? Because in both ST elevation will be there. So actually in myopericarditis, if we see, the ST segment elevation is diffuse. It is not localized to one territory. So it is diffuse. It will be in many leads, and there will be concavity up. There will be concavity up. But sometimes in STEMI, in initial stage, you can get an ST elevation with concavity up. Then, of course, clinically the chest pain may differ in two conditions. Like myocarditis, pericarditis, patient will have chest pain which is more like positional. Patient may have chest pain while breathing, while lying on the left side, may get relieved while sitting and bending forward. Whereas in STEMI we all know the chest pain is not related to position. It may increase while lying down because the angina increases, but otherwise it is very severe, and we know the symptoms of STEMI. But these are very, again they may, sometimes clinically it is very difficult to differentiate. So the one thing is there will be ST elevation with concavity up. In STEMI, the ST elevation can have a concavity up, but if the ST elevation is with horizontal ST segment or with a convex ST segment or with very straight up ST segment, then we know it is STEMI. Then what is again, in myopericarditis, there is ST elevation, but there is as such no reciprocal ST depression. We get ST depression only in two leads in myopericarditis, that is AVR and V1. AVR and V1. Whereas in STEMI, there will be reciprocal ST depression. So the first question comes to our mind is, which lead is showing ST depression other than AVR and V1? If any lead is showing ST depression other than AVR and V1, then it is suggestive of STEMI. So what about PR segment? Because our topic is PR segment, not ST segment. So it has been seen that PR depression is present in 82% cases of myocarditis at the onset. So immediately when the patient is presented at bedside, get an ECG. And if at that time PR segment depression is present in multiple leads, then it favors myocarditis. Because in STEMI, PR segment depression is not very common. It is in fact very uncommon. Secondly, if there is associated PR elevation in AVR, then it has a specificity of 91% for myopericarditis. But sensitivity of having this ST elevation in AVR is low. It is in like 47%. And if the PR segment is present in more lead groups, like in inferior lead group also it is depressed, in chest leads also it is depressed, then the sensitivity increases and it suggests more and more myopericarditis. And these PR segment changes occur early, so it is very important that we get the ECG fast and that disappear also very fast. So if you delay in taking ECG by few hours, then the PR segment depression may not be seen. And with beta blockers, the PR segment depresses very fast. So it's a very important bedside tool, this ECG, and see for PR segment depression. If it is there, immediately it favors more myopericarditis than ST elevation myocardial infarction. Then there are certain, at this point, I will discuss certain more changes. Like whenever there is an ECG and you are talking about the PR segment depression in initial ECG which favors myopericarditis, then you look at the reciprocal depression as I said. So one, if the reciprocal depression is present in any lead other than V1 and AVR, it speaks of STEMI, not myopericarditis. Similarly, look the quality of the ST segment. If it is convex up, if it is horizontal, if it is very straight up, then it speaks of STEMI. Then if there is ST elevation in inferior leads, if inferior ST elevation is in lead 3 is more than 2, then it speaks of STEMI. In pericarditis, the ST elevation in lead 2 is more than lead 3. So we will definitely discuss all this on ECG because after all it's an ECG session. Then I'll just talk a little bit about atrial infarction. Now why these changes are occurring in inferior leads, PR segment depression and PR elevation in AVR and V1? Because atria is, the chambers are superiorly and posteriorly. And we know that the myocardial injury vector is directed towards the injury. So when there is injury to the atrial myocardium, the vector will be directed posteriorly and superiorly. So if it is going up superiorly, it is going away from the inferior leads. Therefore, the PR segment depression is very common in inferior leads. And since it is going superiorly, you can get PR elevation in lead 1, in AVL, in AVR and V1 because V1 is an anterior lead and it is atrial posterior. So we will get PR elevation in AVR and V1. And in atrial infarction, we get PR depression in inferior leads and in chest leads. So ECG is the only tool to diagnose atrial infarction in antemortem. See, it is so important. We generally don't look for atrial infarction in the ECG. We are not in the habit of doing that. But ECG is the only tool. And these changes are very less. That is because atrial muscle is very thin. So voltage will be very less. So picking up these changes, trying to find these changes is important. And it is because of that the sensitivity of picking up atrial infarction is very less, like 6% only. And then there are other clues. If there is sinus node arrest, sinus escape rhythm, atrial arrhythmias, then they favor atrial infarction. So now we come to ECGs, right? So here is my first ECG that I'm going to show you today. Now the patient has presented with chest pain. Now we want to know what it is. So let me walk you through. Lead 1 shows a little bit of ST elevation but with concavity up. Lead 2, ST elevation, concavity up. Lead 3, it's isoelectric ST. AVR, there is ST depression. Now we feel like it could be pericarditis. Then AVL, again it's more or less isoelectric. AVF, there is slight ST elevation with concavity up. Then look at V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6 are showing ST elevation with concavity up. So this is ST. What about PR segment? You can see the PR is depressed in 1, especially in lead 2 and in AVF also. Then there is PR depression in V4, V5, V6 and then there is PR elevation in AVR. So this PR elevation in AVR with ST depression in AVR is also called a knuckle sign. Knuckle is like this. Okay, this. So PR segment, elevation and ST depression. So this is also called knuckle sign in AVR. Now this suggests pericarditis. And now you look at ST segment elevation is more in 2 as compared to 3. And there is no reciprocal ST depression except in AVR. So all these findings are suggestive of a pericarditis. Now here is one more ECG. Now this patient again presents with chest pain. This ECG has been taken from lecture from Dr. Amal Mattu. It is through the internet that I have picked up this ECG. You can see that there is ST elevation in 1 and you can see that it is straight up with a very small QRS complex. Now this is definitely not speaking of concavity up. Lead 2 and then lead 3 you can see ST depression. So any lead other than AVR and V1 if shows ST depression, it's a reciprocal change of STEMI. So if there is lead 1 ST elevation, look at AVL because these are lateral leads. AVL also is showing ST elevation with convexity up. Then you can see in the chest leads, you can see in V4 is hyperacute T wave because QRS is very small and T wave is very tall and broad. This is hyperacute T wave, acute anterior wall, anterolateral wall MI. And this is V4 and V5 and V6 also ST elevation with straight up and convex segments and reciprocal ST depression in lead 3. Right? So it is not AVR is showing ST depression but in lead 3 also. And as I said, any lead other than an AVR and V1, if it shows ST depression, it favors your STEMI. And you can see that there are no PR segment changes here. There are no PR. Maybe there is some PR elevation here in AVR. But other than that, not significant PR segment changes. Maybe some PR depression here. But yeah, could be. So, and again ST elevation, do you have in lead 2 or 3? No, you have ST depression. So, now convex up ST, reciprocal ST depression in lead 3, hyperacute T wave, all speaks of STEMI. So, it's a clear-cut case of STEMI. So, this is how you differentiate from PR segment and ST segment in the pericarditis and myocardial infarction. Now, this third is a case. Now this is a case of COVID and this patient has presented with severe chest pain and dyspnea. Now you can see that there is diffuse ST elevation. The ST elevation and PR segment depression. In lead 1, lead 2, ST elevation, concavity up, PR segment depression. Here lead 3, again ST is isoelectric. So in lead 2, ST elevation is more. So this speaks of pericarditis with concavity up. So you have ST elevation in lead 1, lead 2 and then AVR there is ST depression and PR segment elevation, the knuckle sign. In AVL, ST elevation with concavity up. In AVF, isoelectric. There is no reciprocal ST changes here in the chest leads other than AVR. Okay. Then V1, V2, V3, all the chest leads are showing ST elevation with concavity up. There is a notch also, J point notch, and these leads are also showing PR segment depression. So you can see that ST elevation, PR segment depression, diffuse, ST elevation lead 2 more than in 3, and multiple leads are showing PR segment changes, and there's tachycardia. All these features are suggestive of myopericarditis. So this was a case of corona myopericarditis. Now we come to the last case. Okay, so this is a 40-year-old female presented with chest pain and breathlessness, and the pain increases while lying on the left side and decreases while sitting forward. Okay, so now what are the features here? Now you can again see that there is diffuse ST elevation. You can see in 1, in lead 2, in lead 3, and AVF. Then look at the chest leads, V4, V5, V6, and all of them have ST segment elevation, which is a J point elevation with a slight concavity up, and all of them are associated with PR segment depression, right? PR segment depression, you can see. And when you compare lead 2 and 3, as I said, look at ST elevation lead 2 and 3. Is it more in 3 or 2? It is more in 2 as compared to 3. So diffuse ST segment changes in chest leads and inferior leads. Diffuse PR segment changes in chest leads and inferior leads with ST concavity up and ST elevation more in 2. And then PR segment elevation in AVR and with ST depression in AVR, knuckle sign, and PR segment depression in V1 also. But other than that, there is no reciprocal ST depression. Now this is a clear-cut case of pericarditis because more and more leads are showing PR segment changes and ST depression in AVR and V1 and PR elevation in AVR. So I think we have covered everything regarding pericarditis and STEMI today, and PR segment changes and STT changes to differentiate between them. See you in the next class. Thank you very much. Jai Bharat.